got the juice.
Ready to go, baby. Let's go.
Wrap the strap around your waist. Secure the buckle and pull the strap to tighten.
The plane rides are going to be a little bit different. We're getting same size planes, but our travel party has been pared down quite a bit. And in order to stay masked up the whole time, no food on the plane. So the flight attendants were like, okay, what do you guys want? What are you looking for here? And they touched base with me before we took off, and I said, hey, honestly, I said, not to be mean here, but just leave us alone. And they were like, that's fine. We understand. We completely get it. So, normally we would take some champion level John Purdue Club members with us. Other administrators would go with us. All those people won't make the trip anymore. It'll be a bare bones crew. We're not using any student managers this year. The travel party goes from anywhere from 40 to 50 down to basically mid-20s.
We got some oatmeal with some nuts, some blueberries, blue brown sugar. Got some eggs, some bacon, some sausage, little hash browns, some pancakes. Just got the whole spread.
Hotel-wise, we're doing a lot of different things. Everybody's going to get their own individual room. Again, so you can't pass the virus to a roommate or contact trace. When we have our meals in the hotel, we're going to do dish up basically in a to-go container and go to your room and eat.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Usually last year we were just eating with the guys, just hanging out with the team. But now, during the pandemic, we just gotta get our food in the to-go box and go back to our room isolated. It's different, but it's what it's gonna be like this year. So we just gotta get used to the new norm and then just still try to stay close as a team. So.
Another big difference in these type of trips, a lot of times we take preseason trips. We do some things kind of off the court that are fun for the guys or maybe a cultural experience. In this instance, we were right on the water, right on the beach. A lot of the guys' rooms looked right out over the water. And so we did give them a little bit of time on Tuesday, our practice day, to kind of take a walk on the beach and get a little bit of that sea air, I guess. And it's one of those things that I warned the guys before we left. I said, look, if the beach is crowded, we're not even setting foot out there. But we were able to do it kind of in the morning when there was really nobody around, and allow the guys to kind of get that little bit of a fix where they could, get some pictures and take a little bit of a walk and experience Florida a little bit.
We're in Florida, man, with the fellas. Hold on, let me get to the fellas. Say what's up to the cam. Yo. Show them how we living. Yeah. We at the big. Oh, God. Got a little Carson right here.
How we doing?
Oh God. Manny Fo. Got the little. Hey, this a bot. It's a bot. Oh.
What are you feeling going into tomorrow, just your emotions?
Very excited. I think it's probably one of the best birthday presents I could get this year. Turning 20 today, and so tomorrow, big game, first game of the year. Really can't wait for it. It's gonna be an exciting time. Ready to get out there with the guys.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Got the butterflies in my stomach a little bit, but I can't wait. Been waiting for this moment my whole life, so.
Get it weak. So let's just say this is the 4, obviously that's the 5, that's Scotty James. We would just get it weak, okay, sitting that way, then we would switch.
When we watch film in the bank room, we space out. put a lot of distance between chairs, everybody's masked up. And the whole point is you stay distant, you stay masked up, and so in reality there's no way that anybody's contacted with anybody else. So if a staff member were to come down with COVID, we can pull that staff member out, the rest of the team can kind of proceed and keep playing and competing because we're really not in any close contact with each other, and that's kind of what the name of the game is in 2020. Well, it was a relief Wednesday, Thursday when I got those texts that said, okay, game on, you guys made it through, Liberty made it through, Clemson made it through. It's a huge relief because you're going day by day. I mean, it's a cliche like, oh, we take things one day at a time in sports. You've heard, millions of coaches say that over the years. But it's never been more true than in 2020.
He'll get into ball screen action, take up his space, make it hard for him, have high hands. Do not let him catch and shoot. He's going to break you down. All right?
A couple other things at the tournament in Florida, that people may not realize behind the scenes is the locker rooms. We played at a junior college. They had locker rooms that they had were a little compact, and so they were great in finding a different space for us to use as a locker room. We ended up using like a classroom that was attached to the arena, so we allowed our guys to space out a little bit more, stay distant. Even though they're on the floor together and they're playing a game, you still want to take advantage of every time that you can space. You want to make sure you do that. A lot of our blueprint came from the NBA bubble in Orlando, and even though those guys were in a true bubble and were being tested every day, if you watch those games, they were still distanced on the bench. They still wore masks on the bench. And when you watched our games down there, you saw our staff members were all in masks. The bench chairs were all spaced out. Everybody had an assigned seat on the bench. So when you came out, you didn't jump into a seat that somebody else was in. But a lot of times you would see all our guys start out in masks. And our kind of our rule is when you start the game, everybody on the bench needs to be in a mask. And if you don't get into the game, then you stay masked up the whole game. Once you're into the game, you've kind of broken through the bubble a little bit. You're distant anyway on the bench, so then you can watch the remainder of the game without a mask. But those are all some of the new rules that we're all getting used to in terms of in-game decorum during COVID.
This last night, just what was it like being out there for the first time?
It was a great experience. Got some of the nerves out early and just had fun, really.
The trip couldn't have gone any smoother from a logistical standpoint, so we were very fortunate, but it all goes back to everybody staying healthy and making sure they're following protocols, and I think our guys showed that they really did that in a first-class way.